NERDSoul.
All right, all right, all right. Woo! Ha ha! Late ill kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd. So what is up, my people? Today, that's right. You best believe I ain't telling you no lies. We getting some uh audio content. All right, a little talky talk on that gaming side. Shouts to the FGC, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to all y'all out there playing your fighting games, whether they beat 'em ups, whether they little one on one platformer, brawl style, whatever it might be. Whether you're doing Smash Bros, Brawl Holla, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, whatever it might be. Just shouts out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you're out there doing your thing. Um, Big shout out to, before we get started, big shout out to Open Mind. He'll be in here in a second. I want to give a big shout out to Blurtish. Shouts out to Keith. He's out there, I think, Mississippi Comic Con right now. But he's been playing a lot of Turtles with me, some beat 'em up stuff. Also want to give a big shout out to Super Dave Watkins. We will have some more stuff coming to you in the future. So I'll try to keep y'all in tune for that. I know that the updates and everything from NERDSoul have been up and down, up and down. So please forgive me, but it's been rough these last couple weeks. I can't really speak on it, but what I'm saying, I'm just letting you know. I know I haven't really been around like that, but saying, apologies. What I'm saying? Apologies to y'all because I know usually I'll be up and running like every weekend pretty much, and things have been weird over the last month, and it's because just some internal stuff going on, some technology stuff going on, some scheduling stuff, a whole bunch of things. So pop, better believe it. So I wanted to get into a statement from the devs of Street Fighter, and this is kind of secondhand because I believe the interview that happened was in Japanese. So I guess the best way you could say is like this is like secondhand from a secondhand. Because it basically came through a Japanese interview that was then translated, I believe. And Rufo Monger made a video about it, talking about how the devs were using the drive system in Street Fighter 6 to help kind of encourage and create not only like a diversity of play, but also to allow for greater individuality in how the game is played and how we approach our character or characters, and I guess hopefully in a way to make it be more engaging, more fun, and have a longer shelf life. Learn new cool ways to do things and enjoy the game longer. You know what I'm saying? Of course, with friends, and that's what you want to do. You want to be able to play the game and have fun. I know there's a tournament aspect to it, but even outside of the tournament, I mean, I guess even in the tournament, you want to be able to have as many options as possible. So that's pretty much where this talk is starting from, and the reason I brought that up is because when I heard it, I put out a tweet earlier, believe it was earlier last week. Let me look. And the tweet was basically referencing that individuality statement, and basically saying, and this was on the 17th of June. So basically what I did is I came in and said, FGC devs, I know you want to introduce individuality into these games, but straight up, what's going to happen has happened. Each character will have 2 to 3 top players that pretty much everyone will copy. And I do mean copy to the letter. Sorry to be the one to tell you. So then, I sent it out, basically Open Mind, Nightmare also remarked on it or liked it or whatever. And so I invited both of them to come in and talk about it, and kind of like share their thoughts. So the young gentleman that we have coming on right now, Open Mind, I'll let him introduce himself and then we'll get into the conversation. Open Mind, what's up?
Yo, my mic good?
Yeah, you sound good.
Okay, good, man. I didn't know you started right away. There was a delay in the inbox, so I hope I ain't late. Too late.
No, you're not super late. I just kind of like laid out, like what what the conversation is about is basically, just read them. I told them where the statement came from as far as the FGC, the Street Fighter devs talking about the drive system and how they wanted it to kind of bring individuality, create some, a longer shelf life, I guess you could say. And then also my tweet about how basically what people are going to do is going to follow the top players and do everything they do.
Okay, well, what's up, y'all? I'm sorry for my tardiness. I just didn't get we were just talking about doing this, and I hadn't got the response right away because I guess it was a delay on my end. I just got the inbox saying come to the live. So as soon as I got it, I clicked on it. But anyway, yeah, I don't even really know how to start, bro, because it's so much to get into with Street Fighter 6, right? But I don't want to make the show just about,
not basically saying about Street Fighter 6, but just letting them know kind of where the tweet started from. So letting them know, like, this is about fighting games in general, but just kind of like where the original statement came from.
Well, by the way, if I do cut out, I'll just chime back in. So I am traveling right now, so for the most part, I want to say. I remember I text you. I was like, I've been marinating on that because it's like, when you said it, I understood what you meant, right? I understood the soul of where you were coming from, and you texted. I mean, you tweeted it. You just put a tweet out. You didn't tag nobody. You just tweeted it, kind of like tweeted into the ethers. That's kind of a redundant statement that the developer made, because it's like, me and you play fighting games. Now, as far as we don't even worry about who's level or expert level. This ain't got nothing to do with being godlike or nothing like that. This is just knowing the protocols or the climate or the, when you in that group in that space, you kind of know how things go. Right, and that is not yours or mine experience with fighting games. Our experience is copycats. Everybody's a copycat. Right? There is no individuality in fighting games. They ain't got nothing to do with Street Fighter. We can just throw the word fighting games up as an umbrella and just let it rain copycats. Right? Because no matter what game the casual player is playing, the pro players or the ones with the big subscribers that are actually good at games too, because they don't necessarily, being a pro player is not to do with skill. It's a lot to do with association. And you just learn that as you go, as you play games, whether you playing fighting, whether you playing sports, Madden, NBA 2K, whatever, Call of Duty, because they had those tournaments, whatever your genre is, the pros kind of dictate the genre. And what does that mean? What that means is the pro players have a certain way that they approach the game to win tournaments, to win championships, to win money, right? So they'll find a strategy or a certain effective way to play because this is effective, this helps you win. Even if it's not necessarily a fair approach, that's what they're going to do to win. So the average gamer, is everybody listening? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. The listeners messed me up. They was all coming. What's up, everybody? I see y'all coming in. I'm gonna get to my point and I'm gonna pass it back to Nerd. The gamers, the casual gamers, follow behind whoever the pro players are or the big following players, because there's two categories: professional person and then person with a big following who plays video games. Whoever those people are, they set the tone for the said game. And to say that there's individuality in a fighting game, at least that's what Street Fighter 6 is shooting for, it's just gonna fall by the wayside, because once 2 months in circulation of Street Fighter 6 out, not the beta, just the actual game out and circulating, the pros gonna get on it, they gonna lab it, and they're gonna find the most effective way. We're gonna get about 3 or 4 tournaments, and after the 3rd or 4th tournament, Street Fighter 6 tournament, after about number 3, there's gonna be a default way to play with certain characters, and everybody's gonna copy that. Now I can pass the mic.
Yeah, so to the people requesting to speak right now, I'm gonna run back real quick what this particular conversation is about. There was a interview with a dev from Street Fighter saying that the drive system, they were trying to introduce individuality, diversity into play, so they could, have a good time and be able to, elongate the game, give it more life, and give it, different ways to play. When that happened, then I tweeted out a tweet basically saying that no matter how much you try to bring in individuality, it won't matter. And I tweeted this on June 17th saying, I know you want to introduce individuality into these games, but straight up what's going to happen is already happening. Each character will have 2 to 3 top players that pretty much everyone will copy. And I do mean copy to the letter. Sorry to be the one to tell you. Now, when I say everyone, I do not mean every single human being. I'm talking about the grand general everyone. So, so I'm arguing for the grand general, the 80 to 85 to 90% of people. I know there's 2-3% whatever that have their own style, their own approach, but I'm talking about the grand general people that you find online when you play. Now, we got some people that requested to speak. Now, also, hopefully y'all come in and chill. If y'all come in and y'all don't chill, just be prepared. Y'all might get blocked. But you know what I'm saying? We got Christopher first. Christopher, is it Christopher or Christoph? I don't know, but we'll go in and let Christoph up in here. And I think it's Christoph. Let me know. Christoph, go on and speak. So with that said, back to what Open Mind was talking about. Makes a good point in the idea that you're gonna have these tournaments come out, and then there's gonna be a sort of like a default way to play. Generally, there's generally going to be like this kind of default way of playing, and everybody's gonna kind of grab onto it, and that's gonna be it. There's not gonna be any other way that people want to play the game. They're going to, essentially come in and just say, hey, I want to play like this pro player, so I'm going to copy every move they got. And they're not going to introduce any extra individuality into the game. What we have between the player engagement and the individuality statement comes, and you can hear even when Open Mind is referencing it, you can hear there isn't a space for people to really, there isn't really a opportunity for individuality, because even now with the coming, DNF Duel that is already out on already out in physical, at least in New York, because I heard people talking about it and kind of complaining about it back and forth.
It's not out yet. It's not out yet. That's just people with access to it. It's not out yet.
Oh, okay, because people were saying the physical copy was out in New York and that people were already playing
it. It's a bootleg. I'm just telling you that the game comes out June 28th. I do see gameplay footage online of the actual game, not the beta, but that's because. But who's playing? Kizzy K, Justin Wong, Chris G.
Yeah.
All of the VIP usual suspects.
The sort of usual suspects. Yeah.
Even Maximilian got a copy, so I'm like when I see the footage of real game, and then the devs are actually, because this is DNF Duel. This isn't Capcom. This isn't, they can do what they want to do with their product. The devs are actually playing the game and putting out content on the YouTube channel. They're not doing it on the DNF Duel channel. There's an alternate channel. I can't think of the name of it right now because I'm not subscribed. It just keeps popping up. Full gameplay where they're in practice mode, going through the menus. They're going through the challenge mode. The dev is talking in Japanese, but they're just talking through the game. It wasn't a live stream, but it was like a good 45-minute video clip that I just looked at before you and I talked. And it was just, the devs were playing it. So you can hear the Japanese talk, but it's like these people, they're just they're going to go ahead and just play the game and put out footage, and they're the devs. And it's like, okay, that's dope. You let me see how the game actually going to look when I get it. Hey, that's good advertising to me. That makes me want that. I am satisfied with everything I've seen so far, as far as the actual real game and not the beta. And I can't wait to play it Monday or Tuesday. I'm not saying Monday, but
whenever the 28th is, I don't know. But I will say this on I've already seen the statement online where somebody was saying it doesn't matter who's playing the game early because I've already played during the beta and I know all the optimal combos. So like I said, but what I'm saying is like all of this thing is happening already to a game that's not even out. I know all the optimal. This is the best way to play this character, and this is the only way to play this character. And if you're not, then somehow you're playing random, or some kind of lower quality way of play.
But I'm a slightly disagree with myself when it comes to DNF Duel only DNF Duel. But because it still kind of applies, at least the mindset does. The mindset is that their intention is to copy, but then the game ain't came out yet. But because I played both betas, there is a sense of individuality in DNF Duel because the move set is put it like this. You play Smash, right? You play Smash-like fighting games where it's platform fighter and you playing with all the goofy little cartoons, right? You know how to play that game, and you know that all the special moves are centered around the special move button, right? There's a button, and then you press different directions to do that move, right? Believe it or not, that's DNF Duel.
Yep.
DNF Duel is Smash. The controls. Controls. Now, of course, it doesn't look like Smash. Of course, it doesn't play or feel and movement like Smash, but the inputs. If we just take Smash Brothers,
they're Smash-like.
Yeah, just the inputs. That's it. That's the only aspect. That's the only thing that DNF Duel takes from Smash is the actual input button controls. Now, when you press those buttons, of course, it doesn't feel like a Smash game, but to execute your moves, it's exactly like Smash Brothers. Specifically, exactly. There is no difference. It's exactly the same. And that's why that's because, people try to explain stuff and it's like, it's kind of, sort of. No, there is no kind of, sort of. It is exactly like Smash to do your moves. Now, of course, now Smash Brothers is an individuality game. And I've never played Smash Brothers, but I have been playing Nickelodeon, and I will be playing the other one, Multiverses, when it comes out, because it's
Multiverses. Yeah,
that's crossplay. Man, you're gonna be on that. Now that I've gotten a little bit of a feel of a Smash game, because I never got into the genre. Well, Nickelodeon is teaching me how to play Smash just because it's that game. So now I kind of I ain't saying I'm a pro. I'm just saying I actually understand what's going on now. And with that said, since I played both betas in DNF Duel, and since I just recently started playing a Smash-like game in Nickelodeon, and if I had to just describe it to people who just have not touched DNF Duel yet, the closest thing you're going to get to individuality in a video game is DNF Duel. Here's why. I also want to challenge the individual because my phone cut off. I had to come back in. I want to challenge the person that said that they know all the optimal combos. No, you don't. For one, you didn't get a practice mode in beta. You didn't. You were just mashing buttons. Whoever you are that said that, you were just mashing buttons. Okay? You didn't get to see a menu that told you what that button does. You guessed and you felt and you assumed, but you still don't know definitively what you can and can't do with that character because you're in the heat of battle.
But Open Mind, the videos that came out with all of the combos of the characters, you gotta understand there's literal pros at this game already.
BS! The game ain't been out yet. Look like this. When you go to practice mode, everybody, when y'all get DNF Duel, it comes out Tuesday, June 28th, but everybody not gonna buy it when it comes out. So by the time I say October, we'll be able to come give a real assessment of the game. Probably like not October, too far away. Maybe August, September. But anyway,
yeah, like mid-August.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you got to go to practice mode because even I got to go to practice mode with Hitman. I feel like I was a beast with Hitman, but I need to go to practice because there were some things going on in the fight. There's some questions that I had that I would have actually needed the person I'm fighting to just stand still and let me try this and see is this move, because there's a move or a combo sequence that I've wanted to connect in my head. I never tried. I was afraid I was turn and not get an opportunity to hit back. But and the sitting there not hitting me, I can make all my mistakes, rinse and repeat, try a different route, like there's so things you have not done with the characters that the beta you just don't have time. You only had 3 days to go. How you gonna figure our game out?
Yeah, it's not. Now, hold up real quick. I did want to bring another idea into, because we kind of covered this. Hold up, let me mute. Yeah, all right. Yeah, you already muted, so good. Nightmare, who I invited, he might not be able to speak, but Nightmare just tweeted out a couple of hours ago saying, fighting game community, do y'all enjoy competing in tournaments at high levels with no prize money on the line? Honest opinion. And there's some answers I wanted to go through. Well, first I'll say I'll throw this to Open Mind, because I don't know if Open Mind, I don't know if you compete in high level tournaments. I've seen you compete in tournaments, but are you willing? Are you interested in competing in tournaments with no money on the line?
I do it all the time on Tekken. Tekken 7 has a tournament mode, and you can make your own tournament room and 8 people join, or you can go jump in somebody else's tournament, fill up the room with 8 people, and it's a regular bracket like anything else. The most people that can join that room is 8. I play Tekken tournaments more than I play Tekken rank mode. There is no prize. There is no money. It doesn't affect your rank. So if you lose the tournament, it doesn't affect your rank on Tekken. If you win the tournament, it doesn't affect your rank. It's just a mode like practice mode, versus mode, tournament mode. And you go online and you fight people online. Whoever wins, it says, congratulations, you won. That's it. You get in-game currency for winning a tournament. That's what you get in Tekken 7. In-game currency to buy more items for your character. That's the standard at price. There's no real-life money. And yes, the answer is yes. I do it. Here's why I like doing it. Why I like participating in high-level tournaments where there's no prize. Because what it does is it's practice. It's really what it is. It's practice for an actual tournament. It's still an actual tournament. It's just not a prize at the end of the tunnel. So if you go through a tournament that there's no prize and you treat it seriously, you fight the person in front of you and you think that you fight as if there's a prize. That way, if you ever get invited to an actual tournament and there's some stakes on the line, you've already developed your tournament strategy. Because I can tell you this, I play different when there's a tournament and then when there's rank mode. No matter what video game I'm playing, I have a certain way that I play when I'm in casual. I have a certain way that I play in and I have a certain way that I play in tournament. I have 3 different play styles. Now, rank mode in certain fighting games, I'm just trying to get my rank up and win whatever points or get the win streak. Each game has its own requirements for you to rank up.
Yeah.
So whatever that looks like, I'll play that mode so that I can rank up, and I'll do what I need to do to win the fight to rank up. Now, you change the mode around, then my whole approach to the game changes. I'll do things in casual mode that I wouldn't do in rank mode because they're too risky, right? This is too risky to do in rank mode. And if I lose this fight, I drop in rank. So I'm not even going to try that combo route. I'm not even going to try that attack or try that approach or that tactic. Versus if we fought in casual mode or we fought in a situation, my tactics change. So there's no, I'm not one-dimensional when it comes to fighting games. I adjust and adapt to the circumstances. If it doesn't require for me to do a 35 hit combo, then I'll just slam you around with grabs, right? If I can't grab you because you keep taking my grabs, well, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to do what you allow me to do in the fight, whoever I'm fighting. The person I'm fighting is going to dictate how I fight them. The circumstances of the fight is going to dictate how I fight them.
So, with this, I think it also helps, stuff like that also helps with like tournament nerves. So for instance, like you'll have a game where you might play ranked or you might play arcade mode and you have a certain feeling. And then when you play ranked, maybe that feeling might be a little bit, amped up slightly, but tournament nerves is actually a real thing. Like it is. It does happen no matter what, your first match, once you're in there, your first match, you always have that kind of like nerve. And the more you can play tournaments, if you're planning on playing tournaments consistently, the more you play tournaments, the more you can get rid of those nerves and rid of those kind of like jitters, because it took even myself, it took a while on my first Strive tournament. My first Strive tournament, and actually my first and only, because I didn't get to play Strive anymore because life kind of went crazy and schedules went crazy, and I haven't been able to join a weekly since. But my first match, it was jittery. I won one round, but I lost the fight. And I actually entered the tournament being like, okay, I know I'm not the best. If I can win one fight, I'll be cool. So that first engagement actually got the nerves off me. So when I fought the next fight, I was like, cool, I'm ready. I know what I'm doing. Because like once you get out of your head space of this is a tournament, once you get that out of your head, then you're like, okay, I'm just playing the game. And then like once you're allowed to just kind of play the game, then you can kind of settle into how you play. So I think tournaments that don't have money involved do give you an opportunity to kind of get rid of those nerves. Be around a lot of people, feel that pressure, I guess you could say. Feel that pressure, be around a lot of people, kind of like be around by the energy, and then see how you feel and kind of get used to it. And one of the replies, someone actually says, it would likely depend on who else is going to be there. With no money on the line, it'd have to be someone I can't play online with otherwise due to maybe a far connection. Because then that could be a cool place for us to finally meet and actually play, with the best conditions possible. Hopefully. You know what I'm saying? So there's that as well.
Well, everybody. Did you hear me?
Ahead.
Okay, my bad. I didn't know if I was cutting in and out. But I was saying everybody's different. There's no that. I know Nightmare asked the question. There's no right or wrong answer to that. That's about preference, and it's just. And I just gave my preference. Like I don't have a preference if there's a prize or not. I'm either going to join a tournament or I'm not going to join a tournament. It has nothing to do with the stakes. My reason for joining a tournament, whatever game I'm playing, is for my own testing of skill for myself. So the prize, really, for me, is just a W. If I can win this tournament, for me, that's the prize. Because even if there was a $10,000 prize, right, I'm going to spend that $10,000, but that W going to last forever. I'm gonna go down history. It's a major. Like if I had jumped in a major and I just by some miracle came out on top and beat all of the pros, whether that helped my following or not, the truth is I won that major, whatever that is.
I do see what you're going with about the kind of like entering the tournament regardless, just based on what you want. And I think going off of that, I think, yeah, the prize, maybe the prize money shouldn't. Well, I mean, okay, let me take it back. Prize money will always matter in some degree, but maybe if you're someone, if you like that Goku type where it's like, no, I want to play the best. You know what I'm saying? I want to play I want to get better. I want to play the best. I want to experience different play styles. I want to see different matchups. I want to learn. That actually might be another reason to join these tournaments and get involved in these tournaments. Like for a reason. Right now, I'm in LA, but there's a lot of stuff in flux. But sooner, hopefully next year, I'll be starting to attend tournaments and actually play and probably run one myself. But it's not because I'm trying to be like, oh, I want to be a pro player and I want to be, have somebody's jersey on, because I don't particularly. That's not my. That's not my aspiration, but I do wanna learn. I wanna get better. I wanna be experienced in what I'm playing. And like the more you play, the better you get. Like for instance, when I was young, when I was in high school, I used to play sports year round, and I played basketball. Basketball is probably what I played the most. It's probably basketball, soccer, then football, or maybe basketball, football, then soccer. Maybe those. I think that order. But I played basketball a lot. And I would always go to basketball camps every summer. Sometimes I went to 2 camps. And not because I was so good that I had to go to the camp. No, because I wanted to get better. I wanted to see other people play. I wanted to see how maybe I could utilize that in my play style, or maybe I could change how I defend people, or see what to look for. You know what I'm saying? It was because, trust me, I was in no way like the best, best in the, county or whatever, or the state or whatever. I'd say at a certain point in time, I was probably the best in my neighborhood. I'll say that. But, best of my school? No, not really. And then when you get out to the state, no, definitely not. So when you go to like these regional things, you learn, and it helps you get better. It helps you defend better. It helps you. So, I mean, since FGC and fighting games in general, it's about kind of like conflict and fighting those characters against one another. It's like you get better at those engagements. So when you go back to rank mode, you're like, oh, this is easy. Because I just got perfected like 3 times in a row or something, or like, so like my nerves, or my whatever, my anxiety doesn't even exist anymore, because I've gone and played like the best people in the state or the best people in the city, and now like I don't have that kind of air of like hubris or whatever about me. I can just go and play the game and just enjoy the game.
Which brings me to a point that this whole show's premise, which is why I want to say this before we end the show and get this point out. The reason why it's not good to be a copycat, right? Because that's the whole purpose. We're trying to explain to the devs that, okay, you're trying to shoot for individuality, but that's not going to end up being the case. There's going to be a lot of copycats. But here's the thing, to your point, you said you eventually get used to that engagement, that matchup with that character. You said that. What ends up happening is this. Once everybody starts copycatting everybody, right? The copycats who just try to copy everything because they just want to win, they just want to increase their win percentages. I'm going to get used to that matchup. I'm going to get used to those tactics, and I'm going to stop you. And then you're going to stop playing this game because you're not winning anymore. The average casual player is just a copycat person. Lazy. You don't really play fighting games, but you saw it looked cool, and you just wanted to fit in. So you started mashing buttons. you're losing. You don't want to be a loser, so you go watch a couple of YouTube channels of big following channels, who's the pros, who the good guys of this game. Let me watch their video and copy what they do. Now I'm going to implement those tactics into the character that I'm playing. They using that character, I'm going to use that character. Okay, so now you're using this character. It's a watered down version of it anyway. The tactics that you're using, you're not using them effectively, but I see what you're trying to do. And what I'm going to end up doing is, as you oversaturate the online rank mode with that character, whoever it is, whether it be Ryu, Ken, if it's Tekken, if it's Jin and all of the Mishimas, if it's Street Fighter, whatever the character is, you're gonna have a bunch of people overusing that character. And Harada at Tekken said this. He said that they do metrics, they see who's using who. Right, the character's the most used character, then the most underused character. Every game's gonna have those metrics. So what's gonna happen is, as everybody try to main the same character, well, if you maining that character, I'm gonna main that character. You don't even like the character. You just maining them because you can't win with the character that you actually like. You like the character, but you can't win with them, and you gotta switch it off and get another character because that character is a winner. But like you said, the whole premise of this is there is no such thing as individuality because everybody's a copycat. And when you become a copycat, us skilled players like myself, like Nightmare, like yourself and others, we're going to notice and we're going to get used to that matchup because the server's going to keep matching me to you.
Because everybody plays the same.
Everybody's going to play the same. And by you playing the same, and I already have a mentality that I try to be different, I'm automatically going to be better than you, even if you got a copy of the game early. Because my approach is to adapt, where your approach is just to fit in.
Exactly. You know what? Okay. All right. This is where, and I was waiting to say this, and I'm glad you said the word adapt. The reason why all of these copycats are watered down versions of the pros is because pros are generally able to adapt. Pros are able to say, okay, I got beat this round. How do I flip it? Or I'm down to like one piece of health. How do I manage this? How do I not play scared for the rest of the round? That's the difference. Usually when you get like a copycat down, you'll see a lot of just like running away. And with pros, you generally don't see that. With pros, you might see like well-intentioned like blocks and kind of like maneuvers, but you won't see kind of like the game of keep away.
Yeah, you're not gonna see the keep away full screen, runaway tactics, block lead tactics.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna give you a reason why I play like I play, because you're not picking on me, but you always point out the fact that when my life gets low, I get more aggressive. I don't get scared. The reason being is not because I'm just, an insane lunatic. I feel like this. If you've already beat me to within an inch of my life, but then all you gotta do is one time and I'm dead. So before I go, I'm finna get one off on you. I'm finna get a combo in or whatever. But as I'm going, I end up winning. Like I get you in this combo blender, and now you're mine, and now it wasn't my intention to do that. Picking and poking at me, little club taps until just draining my health bar down. Until now we're even. Now it's like the clock's almost run down. Now we're gonna play the clock game. That's the majority of the FGC. No matter what, if I have the life lead and my opponent is about to die, they run. They don't just take you don't want to lose. I'm gonna run the clock down. Like they don't want to just lose. And that's me. That's why I'm ready to take the loss, right? I'm already ready to lose. Mm-hmm. You already beat me to within an inch of my life. So I'm giving up. I'm just ready to go ahead. Just get it on out the way. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna come towards you. I'm gonna help you beat me and get it on out the way by pursuing you. I'm gonna come at you. I'm gonna run into a fireball. I'm gonna jump, and you can jump with me and air to air attack me, or you can DP me. I'm gonna do something to help you get this round out the way so that we can start over and reset my life bar, because I don't want to deal with the anxiety of trying to chase you around and I'm about to die. I just don't like that kind of fight. And if people fight me like that, I let the screen finish loading and I just won't rematch because I feel like this. I'm already practicing what I preach when I at a disadvantage and my life bar is low. Just take the L. That's what I say to my opponents when there'll be an inch of life left and I gotta wrestle them down like I'm chasing a little chicken around, and I finally catch you and beat you. And I be like, yo, what was that about? Why couldn't you just take the L? No, man, I couldn't beat you. It's like they just real salty. But I'm like, this isn't about fault. This isn't about skill. This isn't about anything personal. This is about protocol. If I'm fighting you, there's 72 seconds left on the clock. I got a full life bar. You blinking about to die. You're gonna make me chase you for 72 seconds? Are you serious? Are you really seriously gonna try to drag that fight out and survive? I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna survive. I refuse to go down. Even though that's not what they're saying with their mouth, that's kind of like how I feel. Like, why are you making me? I just did a whole death combo on you, and you survived, but you got an inch of life left, and now you finna run all day. No, if you beat me within an inch of my life, I'm gonna come towards you. I'm gonna go ahead and get out the way. I'm not saying it with my mouth. I'm not telling you on a mic to get it out the way. My actions. Look at my character. I'm walking towards you. You understand?
Yeah, I think it throws a lot of people off when that happens because I remember I think I was playing a Potemkin. I think you remember the fight, but I think it was a Potemkin, and he wall broke me, so I had like a sliver of life left, and I was like, when I get up, I'm gonna rush him. I'm gonna see what happens. And I got up and I rushed him and I won the match because he had a little more life than me. But basically, you know what I'm saying, after the wall break, you know, with that low, it's like, yo, the game's over. But I was like, I'm gonna rush him. I'm gonna see if I can take this. And I rushed him and I got it. And the funny thing is, when I rushed him, he didn't really do any inputs because I think it throws a lot of people off. Like, hold up, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, because most people get wall broke and the first thing they want to do is kind of like reset and back up or something like that, and it's just one of those things where it's like, nah, man, like coming at you, you know what I'm saying, like coming straight after you. But
you see what happened, right? You see the result.
Yep, you know what I'm saying. It's so yeah, that whole adapt thing, because I know I play. I play a very certain way, and I try to be patient to a certain degree, and I know I don't play my character how most people play my character, but I've also never been like, oh well, you know, I'm not, you know, this character isn't, you know, top tier, or I'm not getting wins with this character like I want, so I'm going to move on and I'm going to get another character. It's like, nah, like even with looking at DNF Duel, like Vanguard looks cool, at least to me. Vanguard looks cool and Inquisitor looks cool. So I'm probably going to be rocking with them to a certain degree, at least to see which one I like better.
Now, I'm going to tell you who you're going to be playing with. Because
right.
I put you up on Faust, and it's not because I wanted you to play with Faust. I fought you. And in fighting you, you get to know people. Like, that is a true statement when they say, you want to get to know a person, fight them, right? Mm-hmm. The video game itself is not an actual fight, but it's kind of like a projection. Like, if we really had a beef.
Like, kind of like the decisions you would make.
Yeah. If you really had a beef with me, and you would attack me like this in real life. That's what a video game fighting game is. It's just a projection of what you would do if it was you. So me fighting you, you're a type of person. This is not to do with fighting game. This is just your personality. You're a peaceful guy. You don't start no shit, won't be no shit. That is just how. Sorry for cussing. I'm not trying to cuss, but that's NERDSoul for y'all. That's NERDSoul.
Yeah, that's generally me.
Right? He's not going to attack you, but he will defend himself, right? And if need be, he will destroy you and keep you in the corner if you give him an opportunity. But for the most part, you're very methodical and very patient, and you're a counter person. You counterattack. You wait for your opponent to make a mistake, and you capitalize on their mistakes. And that's why you're not an attacker, because sometimes you don't want to attack and then stumble or mess the input up, and now you're vulnerable. That's why you do the things you do. That's why I say get with Faust, because Faust is a character that can just keep people at bay. Faust controls the screen, right? And since you're methodical, you can control your opponent, how fast they moving, how slow they moving, what they can and can't do. You are in control. That's why I said pick. When I first, because I played the beta of Guilty Gear Strive, and you had played it. So just like I played the Guilty Gear Strive beta, I played DNF Duel beta. I'm told you to go with Faust. Right. So DNF Duel, this is what I'm gonna tell you to do. I'm not gonna tell you to go get no particular character. All I'm gonna tell you to do is play with everybody. Go to practice mode. Don't go online and take no fights. Get the game. You know, get the little download the updates, whatever it does. Turn the game on and go straight to practice mode. Don't take no fights. Don't even fight the computer. Don't even fight the CPU. Just go to practice mode. Familiarize yourself with the buttons and start mashing buttons. And then play with everybody. If you even got to stream it, you can stream it on your channel. Oh, y'all, I got DNF Duel. It's going down. No fight stuff. You go into practice mode and you're going to practice with the whole roster. And that's going to be the show. And then the next episode where you go live, just your own, not me and you, just yours. You're going to go live and go take some matches. The reason I say do it in this order is because of the way the game feels. Just to get started, you will straight online and start fighting because it's fast. This is not fast. This is DNF Duel. And because of the way this game feels, I think you need to go to practice mode and familiarize yourself with one, the controls, two, the gameplay, and then the third, the character base. Because I'm telling you, Inquisitor is not as good as she looks on that screen. I fought against her and I beat her. Not as good as she looks on that screen. She looks good. She looks good. But sorry for cussing, Inquisitor is just a bad bee on Instagram with a big booty. Because that's it. That's all she is a bad bee. That's all she is a bad bee, bro. She's not effective. She can't cook, she can't clean, right? She can't cook, she can't clean, and all she wants to do is spend your money. She ain't no good. All she has is the wheel of fire. That's all she got. Everything. Once you get past her wheel of fire, bro, she has nothing else but an axe. She swings that axe. That's it, bro. But there are other characters that are more viable, right? I'm not saying the Inquisitor can't win matches. I've won some fights with Inquisitor, but just as far as like to put her in your hands because of the way you fight, you are not gonna like Inquisitor as far as like not necessarily in practice mode. I'm talking about in the fight. You in a heat of battle with Inquisitor, you nerd, you're gonna get off of her. You're not gonna like it. Cause that fire wheel, all you gotta do is roll out of it. I'm not frame trapped in that fire wheel. If I see you trying to do it, I could roll out of that fire wheel and be untouched. And now you wasted 60 MP. Cause that fire wheel is very expensive to do. You got your meter, right? And
interesting.
Every move costs meter. It costs MP, magic points. This is an RPG turned into a fighting game. So they're taking their magic points and using it as meter, right? Every move costs magic points. Like if you were playing Inquisitor and she was in your RPG group, it would cost 60 magic points to do her fire wheel. And you got to get a magic potion to refill your magic point. It's very expensive to do that wheel. So if they do it and miss, just like Street Fighter 6, they got a burnout mode. DNF Duel has a burnout mode. See, nobody, and that's the part I never really got into because of the excitement of the game. Street Fighter 6 showed us a burnout mode, right? Where you do too much, it gets burnt out. DNF Duel has burnout mode. It's burned out mode, but it comes back quicker than Street Fighter 6. Like, you do all your moves and you're burnt out. If you ever go back and watch videos, you see Crusader, he does his little moves and then he'll grab his chest like he's taking a deep breath. That's burnout mode. Yeah. Every character has a burnout.
Okay.
So you don't want to deplete your health. You don't want to deplete your magic ball unless you for sure your hits are going to land. Because if you land all of your hits, it replenishes. If they block it, you're in burnout mode, and now you belong to them until your stuff replenishes. and it's a slow replenish. If you're not attacking, if you burnout mode and you're not attacking to get your mode back up, it's going to
Oh.
That's DNF Duel. I'm telling you, that's the part I didn't explain. So,
Okay.
fire wheel. Everybody's got a dope move, but you got to use your moves. Don't just mash that button. Just because they're easy to execute don't mean you should do it, because they're very expensive. Moves are expensive on that game. All special moves are expensive. So,
Okay.
So you gotta choose, and some cost more than others. So the left directional button costs this. The down directional button, as you go in the different directions, pressing the special move button, it's gonna cost this much or that much bar. So if you're gonna use that special move, you better land it, because if they block it or if they whip, you're in burnout mode until you replenish. And all you can really do is block. That's it. You can block it. If you got meter, you can interrupt combos. If you don't have meter, you just got to block and you're stuck. So you want meter at all times in DNF Duel, because that is your combo breaker. DNF Duel is Killer Instinct. It has combo breaker on it. As long as you have meter, you have infinite combo breaker. If you have no meter, you can't break combos, and you're stuck in the corner in a block screen or whatever they're doing. You're stuck. You cannot get them off you if you have no meter. All
right, okay.
So you might, play with Inquisitor, because you're gonna play the game you didn't get a chance to play. So you don't.
Yeah, because PC players, man, they don't give us no love, man. They be like, PC players, they be like, yo, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all are afterthought.
Yeah, so definitely pick her up, but don't settle in with her in Vanguard. Now, Vanguard is probably a better fit for you as far as like your patience, because Vanguard is a counter character. Like, to it, one of his moves, he just raises his spear up in a slight little stance. If you hit him while the spear is raised, that's a counter. So Vanguard is like a counter character. He's got attacks, but most of his special moves are counter special moves. Well, at least two of them are, not most of them. Two of his special moves are counter moves. It's like an air counter and a ground counter. If he's in the animation and you hit him while he's in the animation, he'll counter you. And that's for you, that's a good character for you. But the DNF Duel is such an easy game to play. Everybody's move set is the same. You don't have to memorize anybody's moves. So don't limit yourself to just Inquisitor and Vanguard. Now,
all right.
The inputs are the same. You don't have to memorize nothing. There's no charge characters in this game. There's no half circles or quarter circles or no crazy inputs. It's the inputs are the same across the board for all the characters. It's just that the animations look different, right? Some people have one hit normals, and then some characters have multi-hit normals. That's the only thing that sets characters apart, is whether or not they're multi-hits or not. But their actual special move inputs are the same for everybody on the roster.
Nice.
That's what's
up. Well, guys, we gonna have that on the 28th. On 28th, we gonna have that. We gonna at least stream a little bit.
Have you heard anything about crossplay for DNF Duel? Because I still ain't heard nothing.
Me neither. So, man, I hope so, man. I'm like, look, we need that crossplay. Come on, man.
Still ain't got crossplay.
Yo, Strive. Well, Strive said, yeah, okay. So I guess we'll talk about Strive season 2 a little bit, and then we'll get up out of here. All right, so check it. They said, all right, Strive season 2, you gonna get this, you gonna get that, you gonna get all these amazing things, and you gonna get crossplay. And we've gotten our balance update. We got that. They haven't announced any of the new characters, and they haven't given us crossplay yet, so I don't know what season 2 is going to bring. Matter of fact, they haven't even put season 2 up for you to buy. Actually, like, you know how usually they'll be like season 2, you know, you can buy season 2. Like, they haven't even put it up to purchase yet. So
could be that because our system is doing too much. They did just put out a whole nother game, DNF Duel. That is Arcsys. So it's possible
Yeah.
that they just got sidetracked with DNF Duel. Too much focus on that, not enough focus on Strive. You know, it could have been that thing.
True. So
all this is making DNF Duel. The same people who made Strive making DNF Duel.
yeah.
Same
maybe
the same crew of people. The
so
same
maybe
person who
maybe
made
it's
Go ahead. My bad.
maybe we are, expecting a little too much. They are giving us a whole nother game, and I will say I am pretty much a convert now. Like I used to be a Capcom guy. Like, yo, man, Capcom make great fighting games. I'm like, nah, bruh. Yo, I'm down with Arcsys now. Like you got Dragon, you got fighters, you got Strive. I even picked up Rev was on sale. Rev 2 was on sale, so I picked that up. It was like $11.99.
I already own Rev 2. I bought it when it came out, but I don't play it no more. You can't play it. Nobody's online.
Well, see, I'm going to be playing it just for like the arcade mode, just to just to familiarize myself with like the play style, to like see what Faust was like in the game before this. I haven't played new Faust though, because Faust got an update since I've played him.
I played new Faust. He's OP.
Oh, all right. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Shouts to my Faust players.
His low sweep scalpel got full screen distance. I swear, he hits me with full screen with that low sweep scalpel sweep.
Yo, this what's up?
Is got some hitbox on it, because I swear I'll be way out of range, and he still hits me with that gun. Like I'm like, yo, I don't want to block lower at this distance. You mean tell me I'm in a 3-car space between me and Faust? He can low sweep me and still hit me after the new update. The new update has extended the scalpel sweep. Like this low sweep scalpel is ridiculously. The hitbox on that thing is ridiculous. It got too much range on it. He can already stab you from a distance and stab you in the stomach and hit you like a baseball bat. Then now his low scalpel sweep is full screen now.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's right. We you know what I'm saying? We struggled through season 1, man. We was struggling, but I guess we back now.
I wanted to ask you is because we didn't get a chance to throughout the show. What do you actually think about Street Fighter 6? Like, how do you just feel about the game overall?
It's weird. It's not that I don't think it. All right, so I have a couple of issues. All right, now
okay.
I think it looks good. I think it looks good. I think it looks really good. The music to me is hit or miss. The music to me is very. It's like they're trying to be hip hop, but they don't know how to be. And also, I'm tired of things kind of like ripping off hip hop culture and
and not giving credit to hip hop.
Yeah, it's like, yo, I mean, we do got DJ in there. DJ's in there, and they got a sister in there. But it's like
that's it though.
That's it. And you could have had Dudley up in that joint. You could have had Elena up in that joint. Like it's and then the character that does the breakdance, and I'm like, that could have been a brother or a sister, you know what I'm saying? But it's like you can't say this was created by black people and then be like black people be like the least involved. And then like the hip hop that you got in it, it's like very sanitized. I think that it's almost like they wanted to try to like one up Third Strike, and they did a bad job of doing it. Now, as far as the play modes look pretty cool. The announcer mode, I think, is kind of fun. You can always have some fun with that. I'm not saying you got to play with it on all the time, but I mean, it could be kind of fun. Like say you play you playing your best friend or your little brother or something. That could be something fun. Or even the open world mode, I think could be cool. But
we still don't know much about the open world though.
Yeah, we still don't know much about it. And but I don't like the versus screen where you can like do the faces. I know they got that from trying to remember what game they got it from, but like I'm not really a fan of that. But in general, I think the game looks great. The hip hop aspect of it, I think, is corny.
Okay,
and that's where I'm at on it. I don't think I'll buy it though. At least not brand new. Nah.
Well, where I'm at with it is I like the way it looks, because I was afraid that, you know, when they showed us a little teaser trailer about Ryu, I'm like, yo, this Ryu he don't look right. He looks weird, right? I don't have an issue with muscle. It's just like, okay, Ryu is not Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's not Zangief, right?
Yeah, that dude was huge.
Y'all got too much muscle on him. Like, there's a such thing as too much muscle. Like, Zangief's supposed to look big, ridiculously big. He's Zangief. But Ryu looks like Zangief. Like a short Zangief. He's so swole. That's my issue with it. But I still need to play it and see what it feels like. What I'm seeing now is I don't mind the parry system, right? Because that's basically focus attack. You hold the button down and you can parry. Well, that's focus attack Street Fighter 4. So I can't say I got a problem with that, because I still, to this day, play Street Fighter 4. I just don't put content out. You never see me putting out Street Fighter 4 videos, because I feel like it's an old game that nobody cares about. Even though I still play it, nobody cares about Street Fighter 4, so I'm never going to put a video out about it.
I mean, Smug will put out an ultra combo, ultra video every now and then.
Nobody cares. That's why I tried it once. I put out an Abel video because Abel is my dude. It didn't get no views, so I just took it. I actually deleted the video, and I didn't put up no more Street Fighter 4 videos. But here's the thing. Here's what concerns me about Street Fighter 6 parry system. I think people are gonna abuse it, right? Now, of course, the devs probably know that too. But here's what I mean about abuse. Fighting games eventually die out because the people who play them abuse certain mechanics that the devs don't balance out. Don't give a mechanic that's OP and don't balance it out, because all it's going to do is you're going to divide the community up. The people who know how to use the mechanic effectively and the people who don't. And the people who don't are going to stop playing the game. And there's going to be more people who don't than people who do. So your game's going to die out. You're only going to have a core audience. Nobody's going to be buying the content DLC that you put out, because you have a mechanic in your game that's just too ridiculous and unbalanced that only the people who know how to exploit it can use it right. So that means you're going to have a very, 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 very small pool of players who are actually good at the game that you spent 10 years developing. You're only going to have maybe 3,000 people all over the world, not just US. I'm talking about total worldwide people playing your game, maybe 10,000. 8 billion people on planet Earth. We got about 7-8 billion people that live on this planet. And only 10,000 of them playing your game? That's not a good look. But because your game is ridiculously OP and has a mechanic in it that's just too ridiculous, that's like another thing. I said the mechanic, but I was trying to refer to the corner pressure. So I should have chose my words better. The corner game in Street Fighter 6, according to the devs who was trying to teach Maximilian how to play the game, those devs were talking to Max and said that it's not a good idea to be in the corner of Street Fighter 6 because there is no way to get out. Unless either you're gonna throw them or you're gonna wait for them to give a break in between their punches, they block strings, because you're stuck in a corner. That is a dangerous place to be in Street Fighter 6, according to the devs. And we ain't even touched the game yet. We ain't even touched the game.
We ain't even got the game. Yeah, so what's going to happen is...
You already telling me what the game finna be. And listen, we all can't kill LPG. Low Tier God is a villain. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Sometimes Low Tier God actually has a point. Sometimes he does. When it comes to ridiculousness in fighting games. Not that I agree with him rage quitting. I'm just saying I understand the frustration sometimes when somebody beats you on some BS because the game has a mechanic in it that anybody can just use, even if they're a scrub, and they'll win, and then they'll talk crap, they'll talk mess to you after they win. It's like, you only won because of that mechanic, bro.
But if it's a situation where you can't be in the corner and like there's nothing you can do, that's gonna thin out your player base real fast.
The dev said it, so this ain't no Chris G or no Maximilian dude or no VIP person who picked the game up and gave their opinion. No, the guys who are developing the game.
Yeah, the people that made it.
Them same guys who during Street Fighter V rollout when they was finishing up the guys that replaced Ono. That every time a Street Fighter V Capcom video come out, you see them two Asian guys talking, right? The chubby guy and okay, those were the guys that were playing with Maximilian Street Fighter 6, and they were explaining to Maximilian that being in the corner on Street Fighter 6 is not a good look for anybody. If you're in the corner, just go ahead and take the L, because if that person knows what they're doing and you don't know how to get out the corner, we designed the game like that. He said that.
So essentially, you're gonna have to be a pro to get out the corner. So yeah, that's gonna thin out your player base real fast.
They're making Street Fighter 6 for the pros. They're not making it for the casuals.
Well, you know what? To a certain degree, I can understand why, because the pros have cried about Street Fighter V for years. I mean, I even saw someone online saying, I hope this game isn't easier than Street Fighter V. If Street Fighter V is so easy, why isn't everyone a warlord then? If Street Fighter V is so easy,
handful of warlords. It's only a small handful of y'all, bro. It ain't a whole lot of them.
But it's so easy though. Street Fighter, I mean, essentially you should be able to play it with your eyes closed. It's like it's not easy. What it is everybody wants third strike again. That's what it truly is, and they need to move on.
That's boomer mentality. Boomers don't know how to let go of the past. So anybody talking about Street Fighter 3 is automatically a boomer because Street Fighter 3 came out in the 90s. So you're automatically, that was 25 years ago. So you're automatically a boomer if you even saying Street Fighter 3. You know?
Like, I mean, I love Third Strike too, but I mean, like, let it go. Now, do I think we should bring some characters in and like, revamp them? Yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah.
But this whole idea of like, you want it to play exactly why? Like, so the thing is, the pros will get what they want, but what's going to happen is nobody's going to care about the game. But they'll get what they want. You know what I'm saying? And Capcom will learn a hefty lesson. Either that, or Capcom will patch that thing out in about 6 months.
Yep.
They'll be like, we'll end up having like a dust button or something, where it's like, all right, you get one dust a game or something, or one dust a match or something like that. Where it's like, because I ain't gonna front, the dust is kind of hot. Even when it gets used on me, I'm like, all right, I understand. You just let me know. You let me know that I was doing well. All right, cool, thank you. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then when I use it, it comes in handy.
Look, they gave us a mechanic in Street Fighter V very, very late in the game's existence. V-Shift. V-Shift came in the last year of the game's existence. So you ain't no telling what Street Fighter 6 is gonna end up being.
True.
But
because V-Shift, I was like, this is kind of dope.
But I say this, I can get out of the corner. In pretty much any fighting game, I can get out the corner. But I don't necessarily want to have to do that all the time. Right?
Yeah.
I don't want to turn a video game on. And the name of the game is to put me in the corner and keep me there. And because if I get there, it's hard to get out of it. Like, you gotta, it's a side-scrolling game. So corners are inevitable in any fighting game. But it shouldn't be a death trap. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be like, if this is your fighting game because this is the way you designed it, and if you seem to think if somebody told you that this is fun, yeah, I'm here to tell you it's not fun to be in to again and Jesse Wright, if you're listening, because I know we about to sign off here in a minute. Jesse Wright, if you're listening, do not set up KURO to where the corner game is a death trap. Give everybody, make it even. Give us a mechanic that if we find ourselves in the corner, we have this option to use to get out the corner. Now, maybe we can only use it once per round or once as we build the meter up, whatever that looks like. I don't care what it actually looks like. I just want an option that lets me use that option to get this person off of me who got me in the corner. Now, you design it how you want to design it. You can look like anything. You can call it whatever you want to call it. I just want this option that if somebody backed me into a corner on a fighting game, whatever character I'm using, I have an option I can choose from. And I guess I would have to choose it wisely, and my timing would have to be good. I'll take that. But at least the option's there. Now, instead of no option like Street Fighter 6, because the dev said it. You have nothing, no options. You can't even parry your way out the corner. You in the corner. That's what he said. You can't even, here's again, y'all giving us a universal parry, and you telling me I can't even parry my way out of the corner? He can punch through my parry? Why is the parry there then?
Yeah, because in the corner, the parry, if you're in the corner, the parry move should, you know what would be interesting? If your corner parry actually switches positions on some Tai Chi type stuff with the character. So like if you time your parry right, you actually grab them and throw them in the corner, and now you've got the pressure.
Or another approach. I like that approach. Another approach could be this. Treat the parry system like bubble block and stride. Meaning when you bubble block, it pushes them off you and creates space. Versus regular block where they can hit you and still stay in the same spot. The bubble block kind of pushes them off you a little bit, creates space so that you can get them back or counter or interrupt whatever they're finna do to follow up. So, and I'm watching enough Street Fighter 6 videos to know that when you parry, that's all you can do is just parry. You can't really follow up and attack. Like you can parry the move, but you can't respond immediately because your character has to come out of the parry animation before they can start attacking again. So the parry is just a defensive option. That's all. There is no response unless you do the the red parry.
Yeah, because there's only one parry I think that you can do that follows with an attack. I seem to remember one of the videos where Chun-Li like parried, but then went straight into her super kick.
Yeah, it's two different parries. It's the regular parry where it just parries and does nothing, and then if you got 2 bars of meter, I think it costs 3 bars. It costs 3 bars of meter. If you use this parry, it'll parry through anything. Like both of y'all can so what happens is whoever does it second wins. Like so, if you go into the ultra parry, we'll call it ultra parry because I don't know the actual name right now. If you do the ultra parry in Street Fighter 6, which costs 3 bars, your character turns red and whatever, and they just plow through any attack, whatever it is. Multiple hits, they gonna plow through it, right? But if you do yours and return to theirs, yours is gonna win. So if you see them parrying up to do the charge parry where they just about to just punch through everything you do or just armor through all of that, your parry will punch through their parry. And that's what we saw where the Chun-Li punched through Ryu's parry and did her super. Because Ryu did his ultra parry and Chun-Li responded with her ultra parry and she won and then she did her ultra parry.
Yep.
That's what that is. So the person who does it second wins. Whoever that's Street Fighter 6. But the reason I asked, I know we got to go. I just wanted to see, like, since we got a lot of footage in the last 2 weeks, and I just wanted to see
a whole lot
because I ain't seen nobody other than Max really talk about Street Fighter 6. Because footage keep coming out, nobody's giving their thoughts about how they feel about the game. It's just Maximilian talking. Like nobody else got an opinion.
Yeah, and see, you know how I am. If I'm not like super blown away, I just like leave it alone. Okay. And that's kind of how I felt. it looks good, and of course, I know I'll go on and say I know we all know Chun Li got cakes. We've seen them. Yes, we understand. But it's I, what the second they started doing the spray paint, I was like, all right, what we gonna do? And then, and then they had to do Jamie doing breakdance. I was like, of course. I was like, of course.
You know what?
Uh,
I
uh,
think what people need to understand, like, all right, so everybody who's cringing listening to Nerd Talk, let me defend my boy for a second. NERDSoul is blackity black, y'all. And he's black, y'all, and he's black, y'all, and he's black, and he's
yeah,
black, y'all. And if you don't get black right, NERDSoul gonna have a problem with you. I'm just telling y'all. If you don't get black right, and now what I mean by that is any fighting game. Look, like NERDSoul is disappointed with Nagoriyuki because he felt Nagoriyuki should have been a better, represented black folks. Like when Japanese people try to explain black to us, it always comes out looking Japanese. Like this you just a Japanese man with dark skin with dreads. Talk about Nagoriyuki from Tribe. Because in other words, stop trying to use our culture without us. You need us to explain us to you. Right? You can't go by here.
yeah. It was just
but that's just
it was just kind of corny.
It's American shit. Period. Japanese people don't know American culture. They just think they know because look at all of the blonde people. Everybody's blonde because Japanese
people, they got so many blonde people up in there.
Japanese people see Americans, the American white people as blonde-headed people. The American black people as just Mr. Popo and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the extent. Like Japanese people just only know Japanese. They don't know any other culture but Japanese. They try, but they get it wrong because they just don't know. Y'all don't even speak the language. How you gonna understand my culture? You don't understand my slang to try to translate it in Japanese. There is no translation for my slang in Japanese. There's no translation.
Yeah, there isn't like a direct translation. So it's like
English.
So like, the music, I was just like, here we go. And then like everything on that side, everything on like the artistic side, as far as like the hip hop artistry, kind of was corny to me. And then Jamie, once he started, I was like, of course, yeah, he got the sneakers and okay, whatever. And I know there's gonna be some mad people about Jamie. They're gonna be like, oh man, we mad that, what I'm saying, he talking bad about Jamie. But look, bottom line is like that's just how it came off to me. It came off kind of cheesy to me. It came off kind of corny, and that's all I can say. It came off kind of cheesy and corny, but I'm what I'm saying, I mean, I still think it looks good. I do. I still think it looks good. I still think it looks like a nice game. So I'm not. I mean, hey, there's that. I still think it looks nice. It's sanitized hip hop.
I feel like this. It don't look bad, but I feel like Street Fighter needs to go back to cartoon Street Fighter instead of this 3D hyper realistic stuff. Because to me, Guile don't look like Guile. He looks like a clay model, like somebody put some clay in a machine, spent it around, and molded it into Guile, and then somebody took a picture, 3D image, and put that image inside of a video game. Because Guile, Street Fighter 6 Guile, to me, I mean, he just looks like a bodybuilder with some tight jeans on.
Not a bodybuilder with tight jeans, though.
Guile looked like a WWF wrestler who's just on his off day out in the public signing autographs, and you see his big arms poking out of his jean outfit with his tight jeans on. That's what Guile looks like to me. He looks like a generic individual. Like no man's arms is that big. And then his body.
Yo, man, that's because he work out. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like whoever's designing the muscles with this RE engine for these Street Fighter characters, I think they just don't understand human anatomy. It's the same thing with these girls who get butt shots. You got a big old booty, but you got these skinny, thin legs. That's not proportional to your body shape. Like if you're just gonna get an implant, that's fine. Not telling people how to live their life, but you do kind of look hideous and you look weird. It's not if you're looking for the attraction of a guy because you want to do some augmenting to your body, at least make it believable. Because if you look unbelievable, that's not necessarily attractive. I think Guile looks unbelievable. It's like, I understand it's a video game, but at least make the character look believable. Like, yeah, somebody could actually look this way if they went to the gym. There's no way you could look like Guile if you went to the gym. I don't care if you took steroids. You still couldn't look like that.
Well, let's also talk about... Like that. Can we get Pixar in the room? Because whatever they're doing to make their hair look great in Pixar films, what are y'all doing with Guile right now? Like, Guile's hair look mad stringy. Like every time he combed that hair, that joint look mad stringy. Like, does he need keeps? Is that what he need? He needs some keeps. Get his hair right.
He got the best gel ever because his hair stays in that position all the time. Like, I understand, like, you do your hair, you go somewhere, but when you go home, you let your hair down. Guile hair always up. Like, how do your hair stand up like that, like a mushroom and never fall? Like, come on, Guile. Like, that's not possible. That's gel. You get your hair, the white boy that get their hair to stand up like that, in there so it can hold and get stiff. So you fight Guile, he basically got Jerry Curl activated flying all over the place because if in real life, there's no such your hair can't stay like that. But
that's
just wanted to get your take. I'm still reserving judgment. I'm gonna comes out and I'm gonna play the beta because since everything leaked, I think Capcom actually have to put.
I'm probably not buying when it comes out because you know they're gonna come through talking about they want like $70-something, and then to get the real version, like the real version with the season 1, pass and all that, it's gonna be $100 and some change for a game that I'm not really interested in. And I think I might be leaning over to Open Mynd side where, I think I do want more of the cartoon version of Street Fighter to come back. Maybe this hyper-realistic version has sort of run its course. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe after Street Fighter 6, go back to kind of like the animated side. But I guess maybe if they were to go back to the animated side, they'd feel some type of way because like Arcsys got that all sewn up now. So I don't know. But am I buying it when it first comes out? Nah, I'll watch y'all play it. You know what I'm saying? I'll watch all y'all play it, enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Live y'all lives. You know what I'm saying? Have a good time with the drive system. I'm probably going to sit this one out because I ain't paying no $100 for no game that I'm probably not going to play like that. I just can't see it. Now, I will watch and enjoy. You know what I'm saying? I'm interested to see how y'all enjoy the game, especially people like Nightmare, because I'm sure Nightmare is probably going to pick it up. And without Balrog, at least seemingly without Balrog, I wonder who he's going to play. You know what I'm saying? I am interested to see all my Balrogs out there. What y'all going to do? All my Sagats. Because they said there's not going to be any Shadaloo in this. So we're not going to have any Shadaloo. We're not going to have any, Bison, Balrog, or Boxer. No Vega, no Sagat. So will we get later on DLCs of them, or will we get? Well, the idea is that Bison is gone now. So at least story wise. So will we get later on additions of Vega, Sagat, Balrog, or will we get pastiches of them? Like, will we get Dudley and Adon and I can't think of Vega's pastiche if he has one. I'm sure Vega has the pastiche I'm just missing right now. Or will we see someone like G or Q or what is it, Necro or whoever? You know what I'm saying? Maybe something like that. Who knows? But with that said, guys, we're gonna go in and dip. Open Mind, we lost him. Unfortunately, he's been going through some bad spots. But thank you guys for sticking around. If y'all stuck around, and I want to give a shout out to the one and only game that I am super hyped for that is on the horizon. I'm sure it is Corrupt by Jesse Wright. It's a fighting game that looks awesome. Can't wait to see it. COREUPT. It looks incredible. It looks beautiful. I can't wait to see what it comes out like because the footage has been incredible. So, with that said, guys, from us to you, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching if you're on YouTube. We're going to kick it with y'all another time. We got TMNT on the way. We got Motherland Fort Salem, Evil, Star Trek, all kinds of stuff to talk about. So, until the next time, holla at y'all later. Y'all stay real and peace.
Yo,